Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We're going to do something today which is going to be a lot of fun. For those of you who have not seen my November energy report, you're going to want to watch that even before you see the individual sun sign breakouts. And the reason why is it goes into a really in-depth detail of how we're telling ourselves new spiritual stories and how we're moving into a new period where we're actually going to start creating new earth based on this new spiritual story. But we're in the midst of it, and that is one of the reasons why I really wanted to put forth these individualized sun sign videos. I'm not typically focused on astrology, although I'm getting much more interested and I may end up doing more astrology in the future. But what I'm going to do here is you're going to find this video probably in two places. You're either watching this on What on New Earth or you're watching it on Intuit Oracle. I felt that these videos were, perfect for both audiences because I am going to be using Intuit Oracle cards, and that is the official sponsor of What on New Earth. It happens to also be my business with Kimberly Aria, and I absolutely love reading cards, so I'm putting it together with this newfound love of astrology. And I mentioned in the other video that there's an app called Sirius Joy, that's Sirius Joy, that a lot of the information I'm bringing forth is based on. The lead astrologer, an amazing, he calls himself Sensei, and I think that's the perfect title for him, Christopher Witecki. You're going to want to check out his app because I cannot even begin to tell you what an impact it has made on my spiritual journey, and I've been doing this a long time. Quick change. So I'm so excited about it. So what I'm going to do is, this is the same introduction that's going to be on each sun side video. So if you're watching a second for your rising sign or your ascendant, and I highly recommend that you check all three because all three are going to be extremely important for you. But if you are, you're going to have already seen this beginning, so you're just going to want to spin on through and go right to the meat of it. So if this sounds like something that you're interested in, I sure hope you'll stick around. We'll be right back.
Still and silent, calm before the storm, gold and diamond, jewels behind the throne, into the night, out of the dark, take to the sky, chasing the stars, all that we said, all that we are. Waiting to fly, this is the start. Hide and seek, reason and rhyme, grand and glorious. Living the dream, yours and mine, euphoria.
Welcome back, Aries. It's time for your reading. The first thing that I want to do is I've taken some notes from the astrological aspects of what you're going through as an Aries. So I want to go over that a little bit before we dive into the cards, just to give you some, it's just kind of a fun thing to do, I think. What you were working on up until the new moon is self-trust, okay? Self-trust, and then after the new moon, which is anytime after November 4th, would be working on how you're expanding into your boundaries with others. So you're learning how to trust others. And what you're doing is you're also re-evolving beliefs in how you are valuing yourself. So you're balancing your trust with yourself with your trust in others, if that makes sense. And that that affects how you believe your value is. So in other words, you're establishing how valuable am I in the world? And then how valuable do other people I think I am? And you're in that balancing process, which helps you manifest. Okay, so you're going to be manifesting money. You're going to be manifesting new opportunities. And there is an aspect of Black Moon Lilith that is coming into play here, which means there's going to be some fears to be dealt with. And these fears are going to be around emotional, you're going to have some emotional insecurity around communication, about some of your thoughts. There are also some fears that you might have of having been cheated or lied to. So you really are structuring your new spiritual story on how you believe yourself to be, and trusting that self. And in return, what that's going to do is that's going to help you in your manifestation. Okay, manifestation of different things. And I am referring to notes here, so bear with me. It does look like during this period of time, you are going to retire some kind of plan that you had for abundance or a business, because whatever spiritual change you're making may literally require you to just scrap old plans. You will have been letting go of facing karma since 2012. So these are a period of time where you've had to do some practical boundary setting to stop yourself from spiritual sabotage. In other words, you've been working towards a new spiritual fate. You have to dissemble the old fate, right, before you can move on to the new fate. So you're also asking yourself, like, where do I belong in the world? Where do I not belong in the world? And that will be very important to your boundary setting, because think about it. If you remove yourself from places that you don't belong, you're not going to have to protect your boundaries as much. So, and I find that, I mean, I relate to that so well. It's like when you cut ties with things that actually set you off all the time, it just means you're not having to deal with that anymore. You are having to commit to how you treat yourself in the world. All right. And you'll want to remain open to making decisions into the decision-making process. So you're going to want to take a more open approach to all the different areas of your life. You're not going to want to settle on any one, okay, now I'm going here, now I'm going there. You're going to want to remain open, because you're just coming into this new spiritual self. The universe is going to bring you what you need, and you're going to be able to make choices as they come. So you're not necessarily going to have a super clear vision as to where you're going. But you are definitely going to be changing some of your lifelong, like, okay, I thought I was going to do this, and you're going to, no, not doing that, which is going to, it's going to take a little bit of belief in yourself, because it's really hard sometimes to make huge shifts like that. But the long-term change is going to be in your career. It's going to be in parenting. It's going to be belief in yourself. As you move into the new self, a new way of thinking of yourself, and the new way of believing yourself, you are really becoming who you were meant to be. So you're going to become more mindful of who you were meant to be. And that's going to involve self-love. All right. Old loveless beliefs about yourself is what kept you in the old spiritual story. And we're not doing that anymore. So that's just a little bit of a summary about the general energies that you are going to be experiencing. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to go on over to my card reading table, and we're going to take a look at some things. How's that? The first thing I want to do is I'm gonna use the Shamanic Healing Oracle. We're gonna go ahead and find out what it is that you are healing right now. Okay, so what is it that you're healing right now in this period of time? All right. Omens. Let's go ahead and take a look at the card Omens. I'm pulling out my handy dandy book here because I don't memorize all the stuff. That's one of the reasons why I love my Intuit Oracle cards. I don't have to pull out books and stuff, but I feel it's really important. I'm not seeing this reading as being a 1 month reading. This is a significant, it's a significant impact on where you go from here, which is why I really wanted to do this in the first place. So hawks are the messengers. This majestic bird flies high and reaches the realms of spirit. They bring back messages from both the seen and unseen. When you draw this card, it speaks of focus and intuition. Pay attention to the coincidences in your life right now. Focus on where you want to go. Focus on how high you want to fly. When you see a hawk, someone is trying to get your attention. Pay attention to serendipity in your life, and you're gonna be a lot more conscious of everything that's happening because of some of these spiritual shifts we've just had. Be glad, for this is a reminder that you are living in the flow of energy. Things will shift very soon for you. So here we go. It's a beautiful card. Look at that hawk. All right, so that's the first thing. So you're gonna be healing that. Let's look at, all right, the next thing we're going to look at is what do you need to surrender? So this is the power of surrender cards. And I decided to choose a couple of decks that I used to work with because I want to get a full picture of all of this. So we're going to look at power of surrender. I'll just do this. None of these really want to jump for me. All right, fear of change. Well, there you go. It's completely normal that you would be thinking, I don't know about this change, right? Okay, so the universe is reminding you that you are cared for always, whether you're afraid of change on your job, your health, and your relationship, or if you're fearing aging or death, repeat the affirmation that I have faith that all is well. And that's a really good place for you to focus your attention, just to make sure that you are, putting your faith in God, putting your faith in source, surrendering the fear of this change, because we're getting ready to change, baby, whether we like it or not. It's happening. So, all right. And the last thing that I want to pull before I start asking, the Intuit Oracle decks to speak to us is I want to find out life purpose, what some of your life purposes might be. And there we go. I had 3 cards. 3 cards come up for life purpose. Oh, we had 4. Oh, all right. All right. Well, let's look at them one at a time. The first one that I've pulled up is justice. I want you to see that. Okay? All right, your career, and it's interesting because this reading was talking about career, right? Your career brings fairness and protection to others who need your help. We also have infinite abundance, which isn't that going right along with manifestation? All right, you're fully supported as you devote yourself to your divine life purpose. So yes, you are going to change possibly your whole direction from your career or your spiritual purpose. And you're being told that you have all the support that you need. Another card comes out. Trust. Right? Trust. You need to trust your feelings and your dreams to guide your career path. Another career card. Isn't that freaking amazing? Oh God, this is like one of my favorite cards ever. And, I found myself always, like, from a spiritual standpoint, I always feel like extremely dedicated to helping people discover their creative expression. Your soul longs to express itself creatively. And right now, that is absolutely what has to take place, because you were brought here to do something that nobody else can do. you have skills, talents, and abilities, and now you've stepped into a brand new spiritual purpose, and it is time for you to know what, you're here to do. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and, all right, I'm going to put these 4 cards over here. We've looked at what we're healing. We've looked at what we need to surrender, and we've looked at some life purpose information. Now let's go ahead, and I'm going to use the Intuit Oracle Twin Flame, sorry. I'm going to use the second edition, and we're just going to ask Spirit to give you some information about what you need to know for this period of time. What does my Aries viewer need to know about where they're going with relationship to these big changes on that new spiritual journey? All right, so we've got the Sun. We got a big yes on something. Okay, we got the Sun and the Moon. Interesting. Okay, I'm just going to keep pulling a few more cards. All right, hang on a second. Oh, okay. All right, we're going to stop at 5 for now. All right, interestingly enough, we got the Sun and the Moon, right? That is, if you think about it, it's a little bit like night and day. So what I get is that really what you're going to be experiencing with your old story and your new story is basically it's going to be like night and day. So you are taking with you into the new. And I'm going to say, I think here the Moon, and I'm thinking of this, I want to say it feels like that I want to say Scorpio energy of the underworlds, the underworld. So you're going to be taking this past life knowledge or this information that you have gained throughout your sojourn up until this point, and you're going to take it with you into the Sun, which is a new purpose. It's a willful moving towards success. It's more about self-realization. And all right, so, and then what I also noticed is you got a third person card here. Let me see if I can get that for you to see. There we go. I think that's a better. All right. Got the third person card. And what came up to me is that we need to figure out how we're relating with other people. We have, where does this other, the other people come into play? And I just want to go back here to my notes about this because we're talking about expanding and opening up to our boundaries with others. And it could be that there's someone that's trying to influence where you want to go. They're maybe a little bit not happy about where you're going. They might try to pull you in a different direction. In other words, a third person interference, meaning you've got your higher self and where you're going, and then you've got this other person. Or maybe there's a little bit of your small self that's still the child, that the girl kind of looks like the child that is waiting for the parents' attention too. So, something may be pulling you off of that. And I say that because we also come up with house and home. So maybe your spouse or maybe a family member might not be really super supportive of this new change in you. We are having a separation of worlds at this point. Whoever these people are to you, even if it's your small self, it does seem to revolve around your home. But the other thing that came up is, and it's funny because this has past, present, and future as well, is perfect timing. So essentially, you are going through this, but the timing is going to be perfect. What you're doing right now does stand the test of time. So you're going to have to, again, work on your boundaries. It's okay that someone would prefer that you went in this direction, even if it's the small child within you. But you have to stand in your own power of knowing that it's time to expand. It's time to expand your self-trust and trusting others. Okay? And you will need to focus extremely hard on remaining focused. And I think we saw that focused card. Where did we see it? Well, I think that it came with omens. Where else would I see focus? We have to focus on what we're trying to manifest. And that's really the theme of your reading anyways, was about focusing on, hang on a second, on what you're trying to manifest. So let's see here. I'm going to try to make room here for these cards. These kind of go together to me, so I want to do that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull from the Zodiac 108. And I just want to find out, what else do you want my Aries viewer to know? What else have we got that they need to know? Oh, wow. Okay, hang on. Well, we've got, let me see here. Bear with me. All right. I'm just going to take these cards. The first thing that I'm seeing here, well, the first thing that actually got my attention was blinders. Hope you can see that. Okay, blinders. Blinders are, I think what Spirit's trying to tell you is that, again, it's focus. It's going to take a tremendous amount of focus. And you may find that there are people who come into your life that are going to play this victim mentality on you. Here's that third person again. So, yeah, it's saying narrow focus, it's hyper focus, it's concentration. You're going to have to really stay concentrated. And what are you going to have to stay concentrated on? Your planning and your strategy. This is your chess, okay? So you're really going to have to be thinking about your master plan. Now remember, we talked about how you might have to scrap a plan that you've had, right? So you're going to be spending time more than likely looking at strategy, thinking ahead, planning a course of action. Now, we've already cautioned you, Spirit has cautioned you through the stars, is to not, I don't want to say don't make any choices, but you're going to want to look very carefully at your choices. You're going to want to become very conscious of your choices. And this is probably part of that, the chess card. And it's requiring you to have focus. Now, at this time, we get the Unchanged card. But honestly, what I think the Unchanged card is that you're not going to know about that future right now. Okay? It's just not going to happen like that. You're not going to wake up one day and say, oh my God, I finally know what my purpose is. No, you're telling yourself a new spiritual story that is redefining who you are. But in a sense, the world needs to catch up and the world needs to deliver to you what it is that you're going to be experiencing. I'm going to go back here to the Intuit Oracle. Oh, you know what? I got another card. The other card that I got was the Kerosene. Okay? The Kerosene. Sorry, it's hard to get this to focus in. What this is it's the energy of unpredictability. combustible, hot. It's fuel. All right. So this is a little bit of that Mars energy, right? Your own Aries energy. It's here to encourage you to sustain and keep going. It's here to accelerate your acceptance of your new spiritual story. And it's here to tell you that it's encouraging you. It's telling you that you have that inner fire, right? The Aries fire to push through and get through to the, like your things aren't going to change right away, but the kerosene is going to actually help you through that period of time. All right. So what else for Aries? What else for Aries? Ooh, happiness. We got the dolphins. I love the dolphins. Dolphins are great. All right, let's see what else. What else have we got? And we got another animal totem, which is the albatross, which is a really good omen. We got the omen again, which is really interesting. Okay, what else? And we got beginnings. I still feel like I got 2 more to go. There's one. All right, this is foreign. Islands is foreign, feeling a little bit foreign. Well, foreign affairs or solo or estranged. Yeah, this change is going to definitely impact you. It's definitely going to feel a little bit like, you will feel a little bit like an island, like, oh gosh, I got to kind of do this on my own. Because there will be people that are not super happy about, like, for example, if your spouse finds out that you're scrapping your plan that was what you had always been talking about in terms of where you're headed, your spouse is going to go, yeah, I don't think so. And you're going to be like, yeah, I think so. And it might create a little bit of separation there. It really depends on, and it doesn't have to be a spouse. It can be a boss. It could be a parent. It can be anybody. That's just a small example. But you have to concentrate on the dolphin energies, because the dolphin energies, this is how you're going to know that you're aligned. Your heart's aligned with this new direction that you're going in. You're going to feel more peace. You're going to feel more harmony. You are going to be more playful. And you will, you will start to resonate with certain people more, and you'll find yourself being drawn to people who you want to collaborate with, where there's a lot of joy, where there's a lot of happiness. And that comes from taking that leap into that new spiritual story. And that is accompanied the child energy. The child, right? The child is about beginnings. All right. It's beginnings. It's spontaneous. It's creativity. It's carefree. This is kind of the energy of take a new perspective on what's happening. And know that the way forward is through spontaneity. The way forward is to what does the universe bring to you, and then what do you decide to do with that? So it brings you back to a place that one of the words on the card is innocent. What I think of when I think of that is bring it back to I don't know, right? Just allow yourself to say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what the future holds. But that is the beauty of beginnings. And the albatross gives you support in letting go of the baggage that comes along with that, like feeling guilty, feeling shame, feeling regret. Oh my gosh, I didn't end up carrying out that past story. I'm letting people down, or I feel guilty. I shouldn't be thinking of myself. I should be thinking about other people. And that's going back to valuing self, how you're valuing self. And how you value self is where your foundational roots are. Okay, there's the tree. That's where your grounding is. That's where you are connected to source. That's where your vitality is going to come from. That's where your personal growth is going to come from. So that's really important in moving forward. I am going to also pull a couple of the Twin Flame astrology cards. And Twin Flame astrology. I'm thinking of Marla Kelly and Twin astrology. So forgive me. Hang on a second. I dropped one of the cards. Marla put together this incredible deck, and her background is in astrology and on the Twin Flame path, relationships, synastry charts, and things like that. And this deck, when she put that together, I just absolutely fell in love with it. Because I use it not only with relationships, like how, a loved one, a loved romantic interest or whatever what they might be saying, but also because other people are truly reflections of us and in the mirror, we also can think of messages from the beloved, which is the name of this deck. You can also think of it as messages from your higher self, because people are reflecting what you've got inside of you. So let's find out what either, and I want to say either, the beloved has to say about what you're going through, or what your higher self is saying to you. And you'll know who it is. You'll know if this is your beloved or if this is source talking to you from your higher self. Just get a couple of these cards. Okay, hang on. Oh, we got some. I love these cards because they fly. Typically, these ones pop really good. Not really sure. Most of these do. I'm going to get a fifth one. I'm getting the number 5. In fact, I'm just going to pull one. All right. Interesting. Please contact me. I may not respond, but knowing you care opens my heart. Oop. Okay. I got a couple of things immediately when I saw this card. Number 1, if you are in discourse with someone over some of these shifts and changes, that person wants to know in the midst of those changes that you still care. But also, if this is your higher self, it's asking you to tune in to messages that it has for you. All right, I'm gonna move some. Let me see here. Make a room here. All right, so that's the first message. The second one is, I wish I could say what I really feel. Someday I will, but right now I'm afraid to be myself. Okay, I get very clear messages on this for Aries that's going through changes. This is really about wishing you could identify where you're going. Wishing you had the words to describe, I am this, or I'm retiring this way instead of that way. Right now, you're not completely embodying that, and you probably won't be until, I believe it's Christmas Eve is when we start to superly embody everything. So that's the message that's coming. It sounds to me like a higher self message. I'm tired of being away from you physically. I'm trying to process my fears so I can come back to you. Whoops. Challenged. A little challenged here with the cameras. Okay, let's tune into this one. How this fits in with the Aries reading. Well, if you obviously are in physical relationship with someone that's away from you, they're literally saying to you, hey, I'm totally done being physically away from you. And I really am trying to process fears. But I want to say from this reading standpoint is your higher self, I get choked up on this. Your higher self is basically saying that it is very excited about reconnecting on the new purpose. Okay? They're tired of being away from you physically. They're tired of you not having all of those skills, talents, and abilities because of the drop in vibration to experience the separation. And it's not the higher self, but it's probably actually the lower self that's trying to process the fears. The fear that you won't come into your 100% union with that higher self. So this is a critical time for you in that respect. There are messages being exchanged through movies and music. Listen carefully and trust what you hear. So you're being told that you're going to be getting some information from source through movies and music. So indulge in those things. It's always, good to monitor how much time we're sitting in front of a television set. But it's also really nice sometimes to turn off all of that Aries energy and just kind of chill and relax. Just remain open to the fact that you may get insights from something that you're watching that says, oh my God, that's really what I want to do. I'm really excited about that. The other card that I just got is feeling the energy merge together. Oh my God, it's another one of those choke up cards. Oh, I get so emotional about this stuff, guys. I feel our energy merging together as if it has a life of its own. We're becoming one again. No words. That's the essence of it all. That's the essence of why we're here. This is the essence of all that we're doing. And it is really my passion. My passion really is in any way that I can affect your ability to move along that path faster. It means a lot to me because let's face it, we cannot get on with the business of creating new earth until we come into our knowing of who we actually are. So much has been hidden from us. And we are now having the curtains opened, the veil lifting, the embodiment of really just a brand new perspective. And if this goes back as far as I think it does, this is healing stuff from way before the fall. And I noticed as I was recording that the lightning came on right as I said that. The beings that we were before the fall, before our planet was invaded by darkness, which is really what happened. And it happened about 16,000 years ago. We were invaded by darkness. That's the truth. And we are finally awakening to the beautiful power that we are. And so to feel the energy of the merging of who you really are with who you thought you were, but knew you were something greater is absolutely incredible. I think before I wrap this up, I'm going to pull an Ascended Master card. And I don't know, there's different thoughts of schooling on, like how much faith to put in to like wiser beings and, are we connected to source directly? And do we need intermediaries and all that kind of stuff? But I look at it this way. It's kind of like the tutelage I'm getting right now with Christopher Witecki's Serious Joy app, is that there are some of us that are temporarily ahead of others, while others may be temporarily ahead of us in certain ways. And the fabric of all of us together means that we can help each other along the way and essentially speed the process. So when I think of Ascended Masters, I think of friends. And I think that there are Ascended Masters on the dark side. So you really have to be careful of like the energies that you're dealing with. But let's see who wants to speak today to Aries. King Solomon. Oh, that's kind of interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. There's a lot of stuff with King Solomon, but I will say that the card is saying priorities. Okay? It's saying priorities. We need to think, Aries, you need to be thinking about your priorities. And right now, your priority really has to be in the process of birthing this new you. And that means drawing whatever boundaries need to be drawn in order to accomplish this incredibly magic shift. Now, to wrap up, and I'm just going to go ahead and hang on a second. To wrap up, I think what I want to say is that we have a lot of intense times coming. But God did not leave us alone in this period of time, in that she, source, however you want to refer to creator, lined up that astrology so incredibly well. You could not have done it better. Well, this is source, right? We're part of source. But you have everything that you need in order to get where you're going. And even though it's probably not going to be until like February and March that we really start to see the formation of new Earth, this period that you're going through right now is critical. It cannot be understated. It cannot be overstated. Maybe it could. But so the focus, which we've gotten on the cards, right? The focus for you, Aries, is extremely important right now to birth this new you. And we can't create new Earth without you. So I'm going to send you lots of love and light. And I know you can do this. And everybody else knows you can do this. You got to know you can do this. Make it your top priority, right? Top priority, because without you, we can't get there. All right? That's why I wanted to do these special individualized readings, because we're at a critical juncture right now. New Earth is going to happen. What happens on New Earth is going to happen because of you and because of me. So anyways, take that with you. I hope you enjoy this upcoming holiday season. If you're seeing this on What on New Earth, if you're seeing this on Intuit Oracle, I'd like to ask you, please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Share it with a friend. Subscribe to my channels. And I'll tell you why. Right now, I've got some incredible interviews that I want to secure. And I've just launched What on New Earth. So What on New Earth could really use subscribers. Whether you hit that notification bell so you get every single video doesn't really matter to me. But if you could please subscribe, I really could use the numbers. The numbers mean everything in terms of how many people YouTube will recommend the videos to, so that they can be seen by people. And especially these videos that I just am creating now for the new spirituality, they're critical to get out there. If you can help me in any way, shape, or form, I would totally be forever grateful. All right, until next time. And be sure you check out your ascendant and your moon. And of course, any of your really close loved ones, because that will help you understand what they're going through too. Okay? Until next time, namaste. Bye.